if they are able to borrow at higher rates, but they are able to generate higher profit margins compared to their previous quarter, then in that scenario, S&P tends to rally. So corporate earnings plays a very big role. Market sentiment also very important. The investor confidence, which is driven by economic data, corporate outlook, and speculative trading, it amplifies volatility in the futures market. Geopolitical events also affect equity prices. And then US dollar strength again. Any conversion of any other currency into dollar usually gets placed either in the bond market or equity market. So a strong dollar is a good reflection of strength in the equity market. This is basically what has happened in the last 5 years. So, starting with the rate cut cycle, the borrowing cost got reduced and equity started rallying. But then soon COVID-19 happened. We saw decent fall off in the equities. Since then, the rates were lowered to zero bound, and because of which, and also in the election, huge fiscal stimulus was provided by the US. So huge rally in the equity. Then US started hiking cycle somewhere in the start of March 2022, and then they kept hiking till July 2023. You can say equity didn't rally till then, but then when rate hike cycle got concluded somewhat, or you can say it was already priced in the markets, it started rallying again. Then the important thing that the biggest sell-off we saw since then was because of Trump's reciprocal tariff. So talking about the alternate investment futures, there's a micro Bitcoin futures which is traded on CME. They are smaller size contract based on Bitcoin. So basically contract unit of one future it reflects zero point 0.1 Bitcoin, and the minimum price fluctuation in Bitcoin is $5, and that reflects $0.5 PNL change per contract. The timing is again 3:30 to 2:30. The product that you will be trading would be MBT August 25. So the August futures you would be trading. Liquidity is about 100,000 contracts gets traded in a day, and the purpose is 1/10 of a size of a Bitcoin is allows speculators or allows investors to have good hedging ratios, because somebody who wants has an exposure of one Bitcoin wants to hedge, let's say 70% of it, they can use these futures to hedge it. So what drives Bitcoin prices? So market sentiments does affect significantly in the Bitcoin. Regulation is very important there, very important for you know um, getting the understanding of whether Bitcoin will rise or fall. Government policies, bans, or ETF approvals, they impact prices a lot. Again, supply matters a lot. Macroeconomic factors. Bitcoin has seen a huge hedge against inflation or the currency devaluation. Also, its adoption and use case. So increased institutional adoption or blockchain development drives demand for Bitcoin. And geopolitical events, basically if anyone wants to change their currency for the alternate investment currencies, so they in those scenarios, basically war, sanction, and economic crisis can increase Bitcoin's appeal as a decentralized asset because it will not be governed by any currency, by any central bank. So huge movement in the last 2020, last 5 years. So in the COVID-19 implemented very strongly since then because huge inflation came out in the picture. Also, huge fiscal supply was provided from the US side, and Bitcoin rallied very strongly. Also, some adoption by big corporates like Tesla also led to strength. Uh, then we saw sideways correction. Then we saw huge fall uh, in the 2023 rate hikes where the currency was getting strengthened. The dollar currency I'm talking about was getting strengthened because a rampant aggressive rate hike cycle that was delivered by Federal Reserve. But since then we have been on a rising trend trajectory. Also, Trump's election got it. Trump's election also, and Elon Musk's, you can say, contribution has led to very significant rise in Bitcoin at the end of 2024. Due to reciprocal tariffs, it got a little bit sold off, but again it is rising at the same time. So the next products that we'll be discussing would be crude oil futures, which is called WT micro WTI crude oil futures. It is basically light sweet crude oil traded on the new NYMEX, and it's global benchmark for oil prices. So its size is 100 barrels per contract. So if you remember the previous examples, Rajesh was telling us about 30 cents change reflects $30 change for PNL. So that is what represents the 100 barrels per contract. So any PLL shell will be multiplied by 100. Minimum price fluctuation is 0.01, and that reflects $1 change in your PNL. So trading hours would be 5 p.m. to 4 p.m. Central Time on the CME Globex, and the product code would be MCL SEP 25. So this is the code that you would be looking for uh, when you will be looking for these futures on your trading software. The purpose of this is it is used for hedging price risks on or speculating on price movements. So NYMEX WTI is the world's most liquid crude oil contract, closely tied to the spot market. The micro futures contract, a small contract size, means smaller margin requirements, giving traders of all sizes easier access to the potential of oil markets nearly 24 hours a day. So what drives crude oil prices? So supply and demand itself affects a lot. So if the supply is increased, keeping the demand constant, the oil is likely to the prices are likely to fall. And the same time, if the demand is increased, keeping supply constant, the prices are likely to increase. So supply is maintained by OPEC plus productions, and the demand is basically checked through the global economic growth itself. Talking about the geopolitical events, wars, sanctions, or political instability, they do disrupt supply in a way, and in that scenario, the prices tends to rise. Inventory reports, basically weekly AIA, the API reports, basically they track US crude inventories and they influence the short-term pricing. The currency fluctuation, because the crude is measured in terms of dollars, so if dollars are getting affected because of some macroeconomic factor, the prices of crude gets affected itself. And basically alternative and weathers also affect the crude prices. Hypothetically, cheaper natural gas reduces the oil demand, and cases like hurricane disrupts production and pipelines. And market sentiments, they play a very big role. Speculation and trader expectation amplify price volatility. So these are the basically major events shaping crude prices. And one of the very nice case study was done when actually WTI futures traded in the negative territory for the first time. So when I was trading, I was like, I will be getting money and I will be getting crude at the same time. So it was a very unique study. I was educated about lots of things when it actually started trading in the negative territory. And I think you should read upon this. It was a very interesting case study. The global lockdown caused demand collapse, leading to basically negative WTI prices due to shortage constraint at Cushing. So very interesting case. Then since then we have been on a recovery, economic recovery. S&P recovered, the bond recovered, the demand was there, and crude again started going on the rally. And it made a peak in between Russia and Ukraine crisis. It roughly traded around, I think, $123 in the March of 2022. And since then it has been on a sideways direction a lot. Uh, Basically, the bottom is basically supported because the economic growth is continuing at a good pace, but again, it is not outperforming the previous 2021 case, so it is again not rallying very sharp above 80. But the recent, I think, Iran war and US involvement over there and the Israeli-Iran thing can affect basically the future of crude prices for the time being. So it will be a very interesting product to trade. You are getting at basically uh, with the lot of geopolitical instability, crude prices are going to be volatile in nature, and it would be very interesting to trade actually. Again, gold futures, comics, it's traded on the commodity exchange. It is the world's leading benchmark futures contract that provides global price discovery and opportunities for portfolio diversification. The size is basically 10 troy ounce per contract. Minimum price fluctuation is in zero point 0.1 per troy ounce, and that reflects basically $1 change in your PNL. Timing is again 5 p.m. to 4 p.m. Central Time. The product that will be trading would be MGC August 25 futures. In terms of liquidity, over 250,000 contracts traded in a day, and again, gold is used for basically price risk, portfolio diversification, and speculating on price movements. Again, gold is basically it's favorite in terms when the economic uncertainty is highest. Gold is a safe haven asset. Again, it's a very good hedge against inflation. It's a very good hedge against US dollar itself. Also, it is measured in terms of US dollar. So lower dollars means gold prices will rise for US buyers, and also supply demand effects very big. So you can say miners, mine production, and central bank buying impact supply. Again, jewelry, industrial demand, and ETF flows also drives demand. Geopolitical awards, geopolitical events such as wars or sanctions, they lead to basically, you can say, safe haven buying, and gold is basically everyone's favorite in that. And market sentiments affects a very big part in gold's pricing. So, and since 2019, it has been on a very rising trajectory from the lows of around 1500 to highs of 33, 35, the highs of 3500 actually. So I can say the initial spike was around the COVID when the rates were at zero, and then when the inflation started rising, the gold again started rising as well. Although it rose with a lag, because that rise in inflation was also uh, going along with rise in other macroeconomic factors like GDP. So there was not that immediate need to buy safe havens, but since economic uncertainty is risen since then, the geopolitical uncertainty is risen since then. Also, there's talks of basically US slowdown coming about, and since then you can see there's a good amount of basically gold buying in the last couple of quarters. So these are the this was all about the products, the basic understanding, what changes the prices, how it has behaved in the past. So you get that idea. Now it's time to understand what is the software that you will be using, and that software would be trading technologies. At us at Axxela, we also use the same software for trading and basically live markets. So it's a very good, interesting product. It allows you to have browser access. It allows you to have desktop access and mobile access. Desktop access is limited only for Windows users. So any Mac users, they can use that on browser or mobile. So how you will be setting up your account? So just remember the part where you would be registering on the website accelerate.axela.in, and you will be putting your email ID. The registered email ID, basically on the registered email ID, you will receive an invitation from us like this, that hi, Vikash, we have invited you to access TT's next generation professional trading platform. You will get a mail like this of get started. Once you get click on the get started, you will receive this page that is reflected on the right side, where you will be asked whether you are a new user or you are an existing user, where you need to sign in. So since you would be new users, you would have to put the same email ID that you have registered with us, and then you have to click on the create account. So once you will click on the create account, it will be asked the same thing: first name, last name, email ID. Then you'll be asked to create password. And I'm not a robot function. You have to select that, and then you will be redirected to the login page. You have to log in using the registered email ID and password you just assigned. Once done, you have to accept all terms and conditions, accept invitation from us. So once done, you have to click on the setup on the toolbar. So if you can look at here, there is a trade, there is ADL, there is backtest, there is monitor, then the setup. So once you click on the setup part, you will have to select this function that this written as MK Rajesh, and then you have to basically accept the agreement. So in the agreements part, you will have to do that. Again, if you have any queries, if you have require any assistance, you can feel free to mail us at accelerate@axela.in. So guys, are you set to trade your way to the top? And so with this question, we will be concluding this seminar webinar. And please feel free to, if you have any question, please feel free to ask. You can write in the chat bot itself, if chat box itself, if you have any question. So what will be the simulated account size? So, Mitesh, basically, in the five products that you would be trading, you can take up to 10 lots in each of these products. So basically, when you are an F&O trader, It's not reflected in terms of any fund size or something like that. It's about how many futures that you can trade. So in that scenario, you can trade 10 lots per instrument at one point of time, and you can take this 10. If you have to have maximum exposure in the markets, you can trade all of these products with 10 lots at one point of time. For example, it is given that maximum 10 lots weekly, daily. Is there need to trade one asset class, at least one? No, there is no need to trade in all of the products. The volume thresholds, it's not instrument based. You can trade any one product, 100 lots. You can trade only one product itself, or you can diversify by trading all of the five products. However, you achieve that volume threshold. Okay, even if you have missed this webinar, so the link for registration would be live today at 2 o'clock, Rajesh. Or was it 6 o'clock? I think it was 2 o'clock. So if you visit this website, accelerate at the rate, sorry, accelerate.axela.in, I will just share this website in the chat box itself. So if you look at this website, there would be a link to basically register on the competition. So even if somebody has missed this webinar, they can register on the competition itself. But the idea of this webinar was to make sure that you understand the products, to clarify any doubts, and to understand basically how to proceed from here. Basically, some kind of registrations uh, process are needed to understand, because it will be for some of you, it will be the first time you'll be registering to any trading software, and TD requires that kind of guidance. So Rajesh has shared this website. So if you just uh, uh, if you open this website, the link would be available today itself, and please make sure that you register using the college email ID.
Registering for the webinar doesn't actually automatically register you for the competition. For the competition, you have to register. Please visit the website, and there will be the link to register there. We'll open the link at 2 p.m. this afternoon. That is about an hour from now. And yeah, so like for the competition, you have to register on the website, and we are also turning the website into a single point of contact for everything, right? So yes, you can start from registration will start from 2 p.m. today, right, in about an hour. So we will also convert the this particular website into your one point portal, right? You will be asked to once you have done the registration, once we have validated all the details that you have submitted, we'll also send you a link where you can assign a password for yourself, and you will turn this up into a logged in page where you will be able to view your trading statistics during the trading competition, and also the leaderboard and all that stuff, right? So we'll turn this particular website into a one point solution where like everything that you need would be available in this website. So for now, because registration starts tomorrow, the most important thing is that people need to be able to register in this website. So the registration link will be available there on this website. Please spread the word among your friends as well that the registration is opening from 2 p.m. Today, like in about another hour, right? So that they also don't miss registering.
So, Rachit, the criteria would be absolute scale, and along with that volume threshold, whether you are able to meet that. For weekly winners, if you have the highest PL and you have met the volume threshold, definitely you would be the winner. If for the main competition, the first prize, you have to make sure that you at least clear at least 3 weeks of those volume thresholds. Like we mentioned here, so again, once a winner is decided basically from our side, if every verification is done, then basically you will
We'll
be.
send the sorry, we'll sorry, sorry, we'll send the prizes to your college administration uh, uh, after another round of verification. Right? It will reach you in the next few days. In the sense, Yeah, it could be a check, it could be this thing, but no TDS will be detected and other stuff, right? So what is it? This amount is the final amount. This is the amount that you will get in your hand.
It won't be cash if that is what you are asking.
Yeah, I can't give you a cash in envelope, right? So it will be either a check or a gift voucher or something like that. Any other question? No more questions?
So guys, just summing up few of the points, register on the website. Please make sure that you let your friends know that registering to this webinar does not necessitate missing that registration for the competition itself. Also, registration for this webinar doesn't necessitate registering for the competition. For the competition, you have to make sure that you register on the basically link that will be available from 2 p.m. onwards on the website of accelerate.axxela.in, and please make sure that you register over there and then keep checking for mails over there. And because all of the communication we cannot individually basically call everyone and let everyone know about the information, so any kind of information we will send through mails only, so make sure that you keep yourself updated on that mail. And in the meanwhile, if you have any query, if you have any doubt, please feel free to reach out to us at accelerate@axela.in. And I think, Rajesh, we can conclude here if there are no more questions.
Okay, guys. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Again, I'm reminding you registration opens today at 2 p.m. So please spread the word to your friends as well that registration will open at 2 p.m. today so that they can start registering.
Okay.
Other than that, whatever information you need, it is also available in the website, right? Regarding anything regarding the trading competition, right? So all the details are there in the website. So if you have any doubts, you can always go to the website and you will get the information there. If you have any queries regarding this thing, you're not able to understand, you want more details, you can always mail us at accelerate@axxela.in, and we'll be happy to answer your queries on it. Right. So, yep. Thank you, guys. Thanks a lot. Best of luck for the competition. Have a great weekend.